This episode is brought to you by Dreamy, and I'm using their latest L10 Ultra vacuum cleaner. I like it because it auto wash, it mops, it cleans, it saves me a lot of time. If you're interested, link down below. Remember to use the promo code. Now let's check out the property. What's up guys, it's Sean, and today we're going to check out Platinum OUG residence in, I think, in between Bukit Jalil or, because this is nowhere OUG. Let's go. This is definitely one of the very controversial projects lately due to the segmentation of different building types within one same project. So within this project, we have PPAM, we have RumahWIP, we also have the open market product, and it's all built within one similar project all together. This is actually Bukit Jalil side. You have the Muhibah station. It's closer to Kinrara actually. There's a lot of things that we can see within the micro. We have a temple right in front of the door. We have the community center. We also have the Klinik Kesihatan, and that will be the zone for all the bazaar because it's Ramadan month. Also, they will have PPR housing, and something that you need to know, there's a burial ground for those who are a little bit more sensitive lah. Okay, now we can go into the project. Coming from the main road and going in, this will be the car pathway into the car park. That will be the main entrance. Okay, and you can see a lot of trucks are actually stopping by there because there's no proper loading bay. That will be the commercial area, and that's the best landscape that you can see already within the whole development. Okay, coming in, there will be no lobby at all. This is actually a pathway for cars. This is the main entrance actually. There's no front lobby or security checkpoint or whatsoever. They just put a table there for delivery, and that's about it. It's so highly in use. You have the epoxy paint all peeling off already. This is the security point. And that will be the mail room. And ground floor as well, because that's the main entrance, right? This is actually the car park already. So no space wasted. You have the flat slab system, it's very tidy. So you have the epoxy lines for pedestrian, and you have cars passing by the main entrance. I don't get it, it's so dangerous, right? Like you just see, imagine I just come down from the uni and I walk out, right? They got car one, at least there's a bump there, but if people don't stop, yeah. So coming out from the lift, this is the lift lobby. There will be 7 lifts servicing 20 units per floor. 3.4 meters in width and 3 meters in height. There will be some form of ventilation and daylight in this space itself, but here you can see that the workmanship is not very well done. But this one just requires a fresh coat of paint. It will look different already. But it also means that this is actually changed. There's no way to open this window. So most likely residents open already, but they don't close, then the rain actually comes in and splash and damage the entire wall. So to rectify such things, they just seal it. So looking at the floor plate divided into 2 wings, this wing will have less, where you will have 9 wings on this side and 11 on the other. With such arrangement, instead of a straight, right, you will have corner units like this that kind of have more areas for your facade. That's cool. Then next to the main entrance, this will be the refuse room. They call it a kebok sampah. And it's a 2-door kind of system. Nice. Going in, this will be the refuse room. This full height wall tiles, you will have proper ventilation. That's nice. And you kind of have a setting where you can really see the gradient of the flooring, so it allows water to flow into the floor track. It is cleaning, and these 2 doors will be closed, and the secondary space also there's windows, so the smell won't penetrate through into the main space. Coming through the fire door, there will be a ramp in, so you will ease a lot of moving. You can see that the corridor is very spacious. But in terms of efficiency, right, these are spaces that nobody will use. So the corridor width is 1.93 meters, the ceiling height is still 3 meters, so that's nice. And it's rather bright as we are on a very high floor. In terms of flooring, it's a very small size kind of flooring. I think it's just 150 by 150, and there's no skirting at the edge of the corridor. Well, you still have floor traps next to the void, so that's nice when water actually splash in. Coming into the entrance, you will have a foyer here that is very big, so you can put in your shoe cabinet here. The width from wall to wall here is 1.5 meters. That's nice. I realized that the door is also way higher, so like, okay, this is the standard door, that's the bigger door. Something to take note, this is a dual key unit. In total, it will be 1250 square feet. But before that, let's just look into the floor plan first. This is a mirror unit, so when we go in, there will be a unit at the left, and it comes with ensuite bathroom. This will be the main unit. There will be 2 bedrooms within the main units and 2 bathrooms. So in total, this is a 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom unit. But within this format of unit, you get enjoy the flexibility of having this as an investment, or you can straight away rent this out as a whole, or you can rent it out separately. Coming into the studio unit, this will be the entire space. And coming to the space is very spacious for a studio. This is 4.2 meters in width. The bed space will be 3.4 meters. This is bigger than a lot of principal bedrooms that we visited so far. But after you put in a queen size bed, right, you still have so much circulation space. You can put in your bedside tables, you still have a wardrobe space here, and the compromise will then be the window opening. And one of the main indicators for me to somewhat guesstimate the range of a particular project is to look in the area of opening. So this one, yeah. Then right next to the bed, we have a pantry here. And this is done by the makeover guys, so the unit originally did not come with it. Next to that will be the bathroom, and it's huge. We have WC by Esteem. I don't know what is this brand, but it's nice in terms of size, so pretty solid. Then you have the shower screen. Shower is installed later with a window at the side. Full height wall tiles. And in terms of noise, we can hear the MRT passing by already, and it's pretty close, so it's technically, they measure by distance, it's 300 meters away to the Muhiba station. So just by walking around, and you can check build quality wise, not as great, but let's cover that later. This is the studio unit, and walking in, this will be the main unit. And the space from the edge of the wall to the end is 4.7 meters, and it's not to the edge yet. So you have this amount of space. This would be a very nice space for my kid to play around next to the dining area, and that will be the living that connects to the balcony. Going out, there will be a steel handrail, and this will be the balcony. The width of the balcony is around 900 mm. This will be the view that this unit gets. That side will be Kinrara, Puchong already. Then you have the MRT station, and here, so that will be Muhiba station already. That will be Pavilion Bukit Jalil. It's literally like 5 minutes driving distance away, but on the near setting, the micro setting, you will have a lot of PPR flats, and that comes with a lot of cars and congestion problem. The building in front here will be the community center, and this will be the clinic kesihatan for public. So you can see the MRT is passing by. Right at the front, this will be the Wheel Temple that we saw just now, and right in front, this will be the Sungai lah. Yeah, here's something very interesting to point out. That side at the edge, right, the one that will be Como, and the one behind, in the midst of all the industrial lots, there will be the brand new Sunway Flora that they are launching soon. it's going for 700 per square feet. But for this particular project, if we look around the portal, it's going for around 500 plus thousand. So let's say 500,000, right? And this unit is a leasehold unit, 1250 square feet. Per square feet is only around 400 ringgit. A stone throw away, there's a difference of 300 per square feet. So a standard unit of the same size, if they were to build there, is going to be 850,000. Here is only 500,000. And the point I'm trying to make is that within addresses, there will still be zones that are different, which means sometimes they are industrial zones, sometimes they are compliance zones set by the developer where they put in the not so good stuff or the more sensitive stuff, such as the pylons, such as the school, land of prayers, or religious buildings, low-cost housing, and etc. So this will be the compliance zone within the address. And the cool thing is that this building is actually divided into 3 formats. One will be the open format, where this size is the open format, the 12501. There's an 800 over square feet unit that is actually RumahWIP, that is blended in within this block B. Then block A, it's the PPAM, where it's only available if you work within the government sector. And because of that, when they hand over, right, there was a bit of hoo-ha here and there a little bit, because they actually demarcate out the boundary very clearly for those who are PPA1M versus the open products, right? The buyers thought that when they buy, they can actually share whatever facilities within. I'm not too sure what's the end result of that, but let's go check it out later. So coming up from the balcony, this will be the living space, and going into the kitchen. Wow, look at this length. From the edge to edge is 4.3 meters. But again, this is actually furnished by the makeover guys, so you can have a linear format of kitchen here. But one thing a lot of people say, why cannot compartmentalize it? That will be one of the issue. But anyway, the size is nice. You have 5 feet wall tiles for the kitchen, then you have plug points. Moving in, this will be the yard space. Wow. This is easily one of the biggest yard space ever. That will be the position of the dryer and washer. You can do a lot of things here. This will be a storage space as well, I guess. Come to think about it, this is going to be a perfect wet kitchen. Well, because this unit, right, the owner furnished it with the makeover guys and they want to rent it out. And it was rented out for 2,500 a month. So I don't think they're going to furnish the whole space there. But if you're using this for an own stay, right, absolutely practical. Just one thing to highlight here, like in terms of layout, right? They have this corner bit here, then you have this corner bit here again, then another one jagging up here, another one jagging up there. The whole layout is just a lot of corners of such. Anyway, did I mention that the ceiling height is actually 3 meters? Now moving into the 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom here, 1 principal bedroom, and this will be the common shared bathroom. Similar treatments of basin and WC. This is by Esteem. Then you have your bidet, tissue holder, shower, and the window, full height wall tiles. Pretty complete, okay? Going into the first bedroom, this is then pretty standard. When the width of the space is 2.54 meters, then you have the window in the center, a queen size bed. On the other side, this will be the wardrobe space. They are giving tile floorings, but there are no skirtings at all throughout the whole unit. In terms of view, you will be witnessing the erection of 2 new buildings right in front. After that, going into the principal bedroom. Woo! The wall-to-wall width here is 2.85 meters, and it's very bright because of the window size that is relatively bigger than the other bedrooms, and it's very long. You can probably put another bed here and still have circulation space. Okay, this will be the wardrobe space. I do notice certain watermarks around the facade wall, so I don't think that they're waterproofing done really well, and that applies to the second bedroom as well. So this will be the workmanship that you are going to get. That includes the edge. When you don't have skirtings, right, if you have OCDs, right, this kind of line may not be standardized throughout the whole space. Moving on, this will be the principal bathroom. Okay, and wow, this basin is fancy, and the size for all the basins are actually very generous. But just that I don't know what's the spec, what's the brand to it. Similar brand, Esteem for WC. Rain shower, you kind of have a shower zone in terms of tilings here. And full height wall tiles, window complete. So far within the unit, everything is big. Once I come into the lift lobby, it's big, corridor is wide, it's huge, generous in terms of height coming into the unit, a kitchen space of 4.3 meters. Wow, everything is huge, but just that whether is it exactly the best design, best treatments, not really. I think now let's go check out the facilities deck. That will be the pool. This will be the gym. And you can see tile floors, and this is like the normal standard unit layout that you will get. The developer didn't just do a transfer floor where they reshuffle whatever structural elements from the car park to the unit. Because this is a cost-oriented project, again, they just follow the same structure all the way. Like if you were to look closely, right, this is actually a layout of a unit. You can see that, oh, this is supposed to be the bedroom door, this is supposed to be the bathroom. Looking at the machines, we have cardio machines all here. Next to that, you have the weight area, and it comes with a mirror. So coming in, you will have this little corner here, and they will call this the studio space. Okay, so again, the flooring is still the same, just like a unit, but you can see several tones to this. Also another zone, this will be the machines that's available. I like that they still put in what's required, but the entire layout is just weird. But whether is it functional? Yes, it's very complete. All tools, all equipments are all there. So now we are in the facilities deck, and one side you have the swimming pool and you have the meeting room or the multi-purpose hall. Then within the tower, these are supposed to be ground floor units actually, right? But in order to save costs, in order to save time, they don't want to redesign things, right? They just make this into a cafe, a gym, and something else. And coming out, you will have some garden area, but that's minimal. Then you will have timber-like tiles into the swimming pool. Okay, so into the swimming pool, I think it's a 25-meter swimming pool only. There's people there, so I don't go too close. Then right next to the said cafe and gym, this will be the outdoor playground for the kids. It's a simple 1 metric kind of play. There's a ladder and a slide, that's about it. Artificial turfing, a bench. Another perfect illustration of my point, this is a normal person's unit, right? A residential unit. This is their yoga room. Okay. So that way actually goes into block B, where it's for the open units and the RumahWIPs. If we continue further into block A side, that will be the PPAM product. And by walking around this pathway, you can really feel the pressure from this new road. Yes, it's convenient as it cuts through Kesas Highway, right? Connecting Jalan Puchong, which connects you to Old Klang Road. But just that in this eye level, right, it's rather scary. Because the land form is actually quite angular, the developer used the angle area because you can't really build to the end, right? This will be the prayers room, an individual structure all together. And the entrance of the block A is actually at the back, where it's facing the river and Kesas Highway. At the edge here, you have the anti-climb wires. That's nice. You will have these, wow, scary, right? And then that will be the river and Kesas Highway already. These are supposed to be commercial shop lots, and these are actually motorcycles car park on the drain, and all motorcycle car parks are actually exposed. It's not even covered. Wow. This is definitely the first. That's the maintenance office, and the door is actually exposed to rainwater. So as we are now still at the back of the building, right? That is supposedly the Tadika, and yeah, Anyway, now we are most probably within the nicest space of the project, the outdoor playground area. Okay, so we have the outdoor playground, we have some sitting areas, we have brick floorings, very nice. Basketball court, full court, which also acts as a futsal court if not mistaken. Then here you have the outdoor exercise equipment next to the project, and that will be the PPR housing. So here we can also see which one is more premium. In terms of facade, you can see there are balconies within this setting. That one is a total flat face. Okay, windows are minimal in terms of scale. This one is way bigger. As we came out from the project already, this seems the last minute addition, and based on my guesstimation, this used to be the entrance pathway for the PPAM, the Block A residents, where they go in and out via this way, and that will be the Block B. But I think this forms somewhat like a discrimination initially, but now in this situation, it looks like everybody share the same security pathway into the project. So I think that's all for this project. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. The first thing that I like will be for the open market, right? Because I have not seen the PPA1M1, I have not seen the RumahWIP one also, but the open market type value for money. 500,000 for 1250 can be arranged in a dual key format. Either you want to invest also can, you want to own stay also can, and the scale to every space is just spectacular. Like the studio unit, right? If it's not a studio to be rented out, it will be the principal bedroom easily. Then you kind of have 2 ensuite bathroom, 4.3 meter in terms of kitchen space, and you still have a balcony facing an open view. Don't know when it will be disrupted, but not only that, the corridor space is wide, the lift lobby is wide, and the rental is 2005. The unit that we visited again got rented out. Second thing, the location of this project is really in between Oakland Road, in between Kinrara, in between Bukit Jalil, where in driving format, right, this is really 5 to 10 minutes away from Pavilion Bukit Jalil and all the commercial area. Then on this side, you can go to Jalan Puchong that connects you to Oakland Road. You can also connect into MPE, which connects you into KL Eco City side. It's very, very convenient. Also, if you really need to use a train, the Muhibah station, it's around 10 to 15 minutes walk away. Last of all will be my perception towards the developer. This developer has made their name in rebranding Star altogether. They are very famous for building a lot of projects around Tar College area. So with that background coming into this particular location, it's very complicated to complete this project in several ways. Number one, it's very complicated in terms of product type, where you have PPA1M, you have RumahWIP, you have open market. How do you segmentize them all together? Because in terms of facilities, in terms of access, in terms of usage, privacy is all going to be very different. How are you going to segmentize them? The second complication will be in timing. This went through the pandemic and they successfully delivered the keys all together in one piece. Very well done. Third of all, this is also a very sensitive site. If you look at it, in between government sector buildings, public buildings, religious buildings, main roads. Wow, not easy leh. Therefore, the 3 things that I don't like is also in line with how developers will try to control costs. So basically, when you try to control costs, there's only several dimensions to do that. One will be in terms of location, then in terms of design, and in terms of building materials. So this will be also the points that I don't really like. In terms of location wise, the micro elements around the site is just messy. First, you have the religious building, not because it's religious, but it comes with the crowd. What if people come to prayer in different festivals, or where do people park, and it's right next to the entrance? Then it becomes sensitive. Then you have the sound of prayers where we can hear different elements of races, but if you are okay with it, then okay with it, I'm fine. I'm more worried about the congestion in terms of traffic and crowd. Then within that same note, we also need to face with the noise of being next to the main highway, the Kesas highway. It's very busy, cars go really fast. Then we have the PPR flats, where again they are just very high numbers of population, it's always packed, and if you look at the amount of cars, wow. And it's not only that I'm worried that the developers also build up a lot of fencing around the project, and it's like extra high. So next to the highway also we have the river side, where we can see some form of erosion. Also, it will be an easy entry to break into the project. That's why you can see the measures of adding barbed wires at the edge of the fencing. Then the walking journey from the project to the nearest MRT station, right, you need to go through a lot of things, including the burial ground. And in terms of car access, right, this location is not exactly designated. Like, it's so weird to make that left turn if you come in from Kinrara side. Yeah. So the second thing they did in order to control costs a little bit, which is to adjust the design element. So if you can see the facility stack, it's neat, nothing else. You want swimming pool, got. You want gym, got. You want outdoor playground, got. You want shops, got. It's all checked. Just that it's not like the usual project that we visit. It's a statement to make this one is different. It's just for compliance sake. Up to the level where they just adopt whatever structural layout they have of an apartment and just add in elements and call it whatever it is. Look at the yoga room, look at the reading room, look at the gym and the cafe. Technically, those are apartment unit layout. Just that if you were to adjust them, have a transfer floor again, where you need to adjust all the structural alignment again, right? That's going to be very costly to do. But anything freestanding on, like the swimming pool and the multi-purpose hall, right, they can still do it very nicely. So just like the entrance statement and the guardhouse also, it's very presentable in terms of facade and all. Then also the lack of lobby, which is weird. Once you go into the building, right, immediately is the road, and next to the road will be the lift lobby. That's it. There's no extra foyer or whatsoever. All things matter when every dollar counts, right? So that's one weird thing. And in terms of car park as well, it's done in a scissors frame. So if you're parking at the highest floor, it's going to take a while before you reach your car park bay lah. And these are already the better treatments for the open market products. If you look into the PPAM M1, it's even worse, where motorcycles don't even deserve a shade. The shops don't even deserve a frontage, not even the maintenance office, right? So sometimes it's very good to see this product. I'm not laughing at them, but I'm just glad that we get to document this in terms of comparison to really see we are very fortunate. All of us are very fortunate. And last of all, the most obvious way to control costs will be in terms of building materials and build quality. This went through pandemic where the construction materials shot up like mad. So you can really see within the unit, right? The tiles are smaller. You have basins that has no brand. You can see paints of the walls peeling out. You can see lines are uneven and all. Well, it's wrong to say this, but sometimes, like with this pace and this price, right, would you want to complain, or would you? I'm not too sure. Like, what's the right? If you have all the time in the world, you don't really need this unit to be living in, then by all means you can slowly file in the defects and do everything lah. But most of the time, these are the products for people who are in urgent need of a house to stay within the address. So that becomes a bit more complicated. And I guess that's all for this episode. Here I assume the complication between different products has been resolved, because if you look into the main entrance, it was supposed to be 2 entrances, but now just all tie back to 1. I'm not too sure how they segmentize the maintenance fee for the security guards, but it's good to see that there are still dressings within the project itself. You still have the very dynamic lines along the car park areas. You can see the paint jobs, right? You can see the angular elements still within the main entrance. So it's not too bad for Block B. Then Block A, there's no main entrance at all. I guess we learned today in terms of cost control or measures of cutting costs, right, is always within location, design feature and materials. And that's the only way out, as this is a compliance product enforced by the government onto the developer. So there's a ceiling to the selling price. It's only a matter of not losing too much. It's not about profits at all at this point of time. And I guess that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.